45. Brown, 45. Hot, 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 hot.
Of commercial-free football start now.
Welcome back to the Hit Stick Podcast. Me, Nazario, Mark, and the revolving chair of co-host here. We'll talk about that in a second. I will say, apologies to the NFL. We all sat here last week and said this slate of games were going to be awful. This is probably the best week of football that's played. There were great games all over the place. Games that you didn't even care about mattered. So it was nice. Nazario, finally, your team is back. They got to play. So you can say about something. They actually won, so you can't say the refs screwed you. So pretty good week in the Panama household, I'm assuming.
The refs screwed McCaffrey out of a touchdown. But other than that, it was fine.
I'm telling you right now, if he injured his kneecap on that final 2 yards to try to get a touchdown, Shanahan would have looked like a moron. Next up,
I don't understand. I don't understand why he even tried, but
Next up, Mark, Big Chill Machaka. Big happy news. I don't normally do this because I always say he's a fan of a different Texas team, but Texas oil companies had enough money to support the Aggies and decided to say, hey, for $75 million, Jimbo, don't ever come back. Just leave and don't do it. So pretty happy. Future's looking bright.
My weekend ended there. Because I tell you what, going to Monday, we don't really talk about this because we're on a bunch of fantasy football matchups. I just gotta say, I had 2 fantasy football matchups hanging in the balance on Monday. Had my last pick hanging in the balance on Monday. And all 3 of those went poorly because of the goddamn Bills. The Bills fucked me 3 times on Monday night.
They also fucked Ken Dorsey because somehow he's the one that's handing off the ball and throwing the ball, and he's the blame? Nah, no thank you. Sean McDermott found a scapegoat, and his name was Ken Dorsey. Next up, from the basement to the Super Bowl, Josh Dobbs, super fan, the man of the power rankings, the man that we all think is literally the dumbest human being when it comes to power rankings possible. Go. At least we're replacing you with an NFC North team with a winning record.
Yeah, we were going to trade out the dog shit Bears, who the guy was like, oh, no, the Bears might win their division. Nah, you're getting the number 1 pick 2 years in a row. My team actually could win the division. So let's go.
I just put this on the record. I'm opening the show with this. It was week 3. I sat here and said the Vikings they all wanted to trade Kirk Cousins to the Jets. They said that they were losing to the Chargers. I put my money on the line. I said absolutely not. They did lose. They went 0-4. But then the run that this team has been on, and I listed the teams. I even said the loss to the 49ers. And Mark, I'll give Mark credit. He stayed silent. But Mark and Scully and Nazario shook their head and be like, no, Scully, when you play the Jets, when you play the Saints that are great defenses and good things, they will beat them. They will lose. They're in the playoff hunt. So I just want that on the record. I am free and clear. The also thing is I am the eater of worlds. I destroy teams. I talk about them positively on Wednesday and on Sunday. They implode. So I'm turning my attentions to the red and gold. Bring on the 49ers. I think they're the best team in football. They're going to be dominant, and they are losing this week. Watch it. Okay. So we're switching up how the show works. I'm going to bring up broadly topics for everybody. We're going to talk about it roundtable style. If it bounces into other things, it will bounce into things. The first topic of the week. Mark has been on this team from Jump Street, I would say, since they struggled. The Bills are screwed. The Bills could be screwed and miss the playoffs all the way. The way they lost this game was comedic, like the most insane way to lose. Has anybody here played football? I'm just curious. It's okay if you haven't, but if you ever played football. Okay.
I did.
So when you're on defense and a team is coming out to do the kick and they're substituting fast, the defense doesn't substitute. The defense stays intact because the defense doesn't matter in that situation. They're just going to try to disrupt it. The fact that Sean McDermott substituted with 19 seconds to go in that game to make 12 people on the field to lose that game, he should have been fired on Sunday. He should have been fired Monday morning. There is no reason that man has a job. It didn't make any sense in my eyes. One, I said it while it was happening. I thought the Broncos were screwed because if you change a kicker's, I think downing it and then running was the dumbest move possible, and it was going to be the dumbest move possible. Kickers are creatures of habits. When you change their cadence and how they do and their rhythm and their heart rate, running on the field to kick that ball and to kick it fast, he missed it. He was going to miss that ball. I knew it was happening. But to have 12 people and the 12th person to be DeMar Hamlin, that's a freaking yikes. Like, makes no sense. Guys, are the Bills, like, I will pull it up while everybody's talking, but their rest of their season is a murderer's row, basically. It is not pretty. The Bills are 5. I would say you have to be 10-7, 9-8 to make the playoff. So they reasonably only have like 3 losses left in their schedule to be able to afford, and they are losing it to crap teams. Bills done. And did we count out the Broncos too soon? Like, they're 4-5. Their defense, they have now beat the Chiefs and the Bills. Their defense is shut down, and they're a better version of that defense than, like, the Jets have a better defense, but they have a better option under center. So, Nazario, Bills, Broncos.
Let's see. Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Pats, Dolphins.
At Dolphins.
Yeah, they make the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still having faith in my MVP choice, Josh Allen.
It's not going to be the MVP.
No, that's going to be CJ Stroud. But I have the faith that he will take this team into the playoffs. Is it going to be pretty? No. But he has a wild card with his name on it. Probably 7th seed. But he's going to be there.
Mark.
I don't know, man. I think they're done. I mean, they're a good team, and things could happen, any given Sunday and all that. But
are they a good team?
I think they definitely still have the potential to be. They aren't. Here's the thing: when they're just not locked in, like, just shit can happen. And like, they were not locked in that entire game. They clearly thought they were going to go in there and just kill the Broncos. And the Broncos just go in there and like, hey, what if like we don't shoot ourselves in the dick like every time we go on the field? Like, what if we just don't make mistakes?
But the Broncos didn't look pretty either. Like that whole game was messy.
They didn't.
They couldn't stop a flip pass. Russell Wilson flipped the ball 7 times and caught a running back to run. Like, not only no, we're saying that they have the potential because they didn't wake up. They should have lost to the Giants. They lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Broncos at this point. They lost to the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. Who else? There's one more loss. Who am I missing?
Jaguars in London.
They lost to Jag, which is an unfair game for the Jags to stay over there and have a team fly.
I want it known real quick. I said that with the happy you said it won. Anyway.
Okay,
Listen.
but you also said they were going to lose one game, and they got dog-walked by the 49ers. Please don't talk.
Yay.
That should have been the one game, but it's fine.
Coho.
Well, they're
Broncos.
The Bills are done. They're not making the playoffs. I think they have 4 losses on that schedule. They're not beating the Cowboys. They're not beating the Chiefs. They're not beating the Eagles. Honestly, I don't think they beat the Dolphins in the rematch, and I think the Chargers is even a toss-up. So I think there's a real
I think
reality.
they beat the Cowboys. I think they beat the Cowboys.
I don't think.
Now?
Here's the thing: Josh
Beat the
Allen
Cowboys now.
is. I think it's time to admit Josh Allen is a little overrated. He has so much. Hold on. He has so much ability in him, but he is a product of whoever his offensive coordinator and his direct quarterback coach is. That whole Josh Allen era of success is Brian Dable. We can say Brian Dable's the first person who got through to him that made him actually unlock the potential to actually play great. And the first season without Dable, he is melting down on Monday night to the Broncos. Like Josh Allen is only as good as the coach behind him. And I also think McDermott should be gone. That guy is not a good coach.
But it wasn't also his meltdown there. It wasn't just a meltdown in that, because they've melted down prior. Like, if it's a pass interference call on the Giants game, they lose that game. If they lost to the Patriots, which I still just don't know how you take a reasonable team, because I don't know who else woke up for Germany. I think every bad team, I said this in the chat, I think every bad team game should be played in Germany for what they did during World War II. Repayment for the Nazis. Like, that was terrible.
That was bad.
Mac Jones to be able, if you go watch that tape from Mac Jones against the Bills, that man looked like Tom Brady. Look at him against the Indianapolis Colts. He looked like my trash man.
Yeah.
Like, it made no sense of who they were, and they've lost. I think the Bills, I think their schedule's really tough, and they haven't shown up besides the Miami Dolphins. They haven't showed up against high caliber teams, and they've lost those games. Those games that everybody loses every season, I think you are afforded a few of them. Everybody does it. Everybody drops one that they shouldn't have dropped. They've dropped too many. You shouldn't be 5-5 at this break. This also raises a point, like, we'll transition. There's conversation. We kind of said this. Mark brought this as a topic the previous week. The rookie class, how the rookies are. I think the carriage finally turned back into a pumpkin. Will Levis is kind of who we thought Will Levis was coming out of college. Not that great of a quarterback. Another Ryan Tannehill of sorts. For them not to score on the Buccaneers, here's the difference. We saw Will Levis play. We saw C.J. Stroud play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We saw Will Levis play against the Buccaneers. One quarterback threw 5 touchdowns and 470 yards. The other didn't score a touchdown. C.J. Stroud is not on pace to just be the rookie of the year. C.J. Stroud is on pace to be the MVP of the league. Do we not agree? For him to be able, they've beaten Jacksonville, which I think they win their division at this point. I think they are trending in that direction. They still have bad games. They lost to Carolina. Shouldn't have lost to Carolina, but I think they got off that bus and said, shit, we beat Jacksonville. We can fucking beat Carolina. Didn't beat Carolina. I don't think they put enough work into that. But then you see them against Tampa Bay doing a shootout. You see against the Bengals in Cincinnati, which is another team that can't afford to lose some games at this point. Lost another one. And had the game. The Bengals should have won that game. But Boyd dropping that ball hurts. So C.J. Stroud could. I mean, of course he could win the MVP. How likely do you guys see him actually winning MVP cover?
I think that everyone and their mother on freaking national TV is like, can't happen. The last time a rookie won the MVP was Jim Brown. I think that just is fodder for him to actually do it. Like, in the Super Bowl era, it hasn't really been done. So why not be the first? He's earned it. Like, I think this is the first time we've had a rookie come out and play to MVP like caliber standards in the rookie season. He is like, I don't know who else you put. Mahomes is just not as good as he was last year, and I don't think you can really give it to him. Hurts is not
I don't
playing.
say that he's not as good as he's used to be. He just doesn't have the weapons necessary.
Sure. The point is, I don't think Mahomes is like the MVP.
I think Jalen?
I don't think Jalen's the MVP either because I think he's playing worse than he did last year. So I think when you go through all the caliber people that you can look at, I think like you could look at Goff's not happening, and I don't think I think Lamar Jackson is also not happening because I think he has 20 turnovers. But I think when you're looking at like Kirk Cousins was on pace somehow to do it, and now he's done. So like that guy was on pace, and I think he was on pace. Anyway, the crazy
what's over for?
When I look at the quarter, doesn't matter. The guy was the leader in every passing stat in the league. Anyway,
and he couldn't fucking get a win.
And we did. We were literally on a 5-game win streak. Anyway, the point that I'm making is that like CJ Stroud is the only quarterback I think right now in the league that you can make a legitimate MVP claim for and make it make sense.
Mark.
I mean, I will say like there is, I think, a little bit of truth in what Coho is saying is that there hasn't been like a clear standout guy, and that I think at least somewhat bodes well for CJ Stroud, just because like it is really neat what we're seeing. Like it's really eye popping, and like he keeps doing it. I mean, what is gonna hurt is like just 3 weeks ago he had that really weird game against the Panthers where he transported back into college, and he's like, "Oh man, I can't beat Bryce Young." Like, I mean, he still thought he was wearing crimson, but like it just, I don't know. Like, honestly, if you're probably asking me today, I think Jalen probably does have the best case. Like you may say, they're still 8-1, and like he's still playing decent. He's still playing pretty well. Like but I don't think there's anybody that has a clear-cut case. In all honesty, 3 weeks ago, it was Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was looking really good to win the MVP until, they, dropped 3 straight. I mean, this is the way it is.
And then he comes back and fucking destroys. So, we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know. Like,
and a coach win MVP because then Kyle Shanahan wins it.
I mean, Jalen Hurts has 7 rushing touchdowns, and he has 15 passing touchdowns. He does have 8 interceptions, which I think would hurt him a little bit. But I don't think the turnover battle is as crucial as it is. The odds right now on Sportsbook is Jalen Hurts plus 300, Patrick Mahomes plus 300, Lamar plus 375, Tua plus 600, Joe Burrow plus 1,000, Christian McCaffrey plus 1,800, and then CJ Stroud at plus 2,000.
I forgot about Burrow because like he is playing a lot better as of late, and they just kind of make this late surge, and like they just don't lose that much. I think Burrow
is also a sexier pick, to be honest, because that's all. Like he's the better pick. I'm standing up there with the award than Stroud. Nazario, your thoughts on CJ Stroud?
Is he a quarterback? Yes, then he has a chance to win MVP because the fucking NFL forgets that any other position exists. I think the last person to win that wasn't a quarterback was fucking Adrian Peterson, right?
Oh yeah, it was, baby.
That's like fucking 10 years ago, at least. So if you are gonna give it to somebody who actually deserves it, you have to look at Christian McCaffrey because the man was doing shit that hasn't been done in 60 years. And in the meantime, carrying the fucking team on his back. The minute the guy got hurt, everything went to shit. So yes, some people believe the 49ers have a one-man offense. That is not completely accurate, but it is one of those things that you need every single part of the machinery to be there and work, so it works. You take McCaffrey out, or well, not even out. Like he's injured and you lost Debo, and then he cannot carry the fucking team on his back, and we start losing fucking games. Now everybody's rested. He come back, and even when not scoring a touchdown, the guy still had a decent fucking game. I think you have to look at Christian McCaffrey. I think all the quarterbacks that you mentioned have glaring flaws, and none of them scream MVP right now. Even fucking Stroud, because Stroud just like it's been like a couple of weeks since we started like, hey, you know what? Houston doesn't suck. And Stroud can fucking ball. But like, would you have told me that Stroud was going to be MVP 3 weeks in the season? Fuck no. So if you see us as a whole thing, I think you have to think McCaffrey.
I think you just shot your own argument in the foot, though, and you're like, oh, if any piece of the machinery is gone, if Christian McCaffrey can't carry the team, if Debo's out, like you just said it, like if Debo and Ayuk are there, then McCaffrey can't win because they lost.
Is any person that has been mentioned here able to carry the team by themselves?
Here's the problem.
CJ Stroud kind of is right now.
Who?
CJ Stroud is carrying the Texans. He has fucking Tank Dell and Nico Collins.
D'Amico Ryan is a great fucking coach.
Here's the thing, Nazario. I think you may have kind of a point, but 2 years ago, Cooper Kupp should have been the MVP of the league. Like clearly,
True.
Like it was.
Cooper never won. If he never won, McCaffrey's never winning.
Like
Tyreek Hill, arguably,
literally everything he could do as a receiver, and
I think AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill has a better shot than Christian McCaffrey at this year.
I think Etienne is a better vote at running back than McCaffrey right now because the Jaguars are 6-3 on the back of his performance.
Stop it!
It is genuinely the Jaguars are 6-3 because of only Etienne and no one else.
You're a moron.
I'm not. Look at the stats. Etienne's the only running back right now besides like. I think Etienne is the reason the Jaguars are 6-3, and then he was out. And they got fucking walloped.
So he was not. He didn't play on the 49ers game.
I think he got like one carry.
Oh, did he die? Yeah, because everybody let Chase Young go to the 49ers for a third-round pick. Yeah, genius. Okay.
By the way, thanks for that. That guy's fucking awesome.
Listen, I'm not a part of the Washington Commanders. You don't need to thank me.
Washington Commanders organization needs to be investigated for tampering.
So this next one is a very interesting one. We're actually going to do our tier list before. We're going to tier ours. I have looked at co-hosts, but I don't fully remember placements of everything. So we are going to tier. But the thing is, the teams that we may have counted out a little too early, and maybe the teams that we over analyzed. So if the playoffs ended today, right now, the Chiefs would be the number 1 seed, Ravens would be 2, Jaguars would be 3, Miami would be 4, Steelers would be 5, Browns would be 6, and then Texans are in 7th right now, 5-4.
Fuck yeah, D'Amico!
Teams missing the playoffs right now: the Bengals, the Colts, the Bills, the Raiders, and blah blah blah. It doesn't really matter about that. So, of those teams. Of the teams, besides the top, we know that the Chiefs and we know that the Ravens will most likely be there at the end, right? Which team, now that Deshaun Watson is now out for the season, he didn't need to be there anyways. He didn't want to play. Who do we think's actually making it from the AFC that may be outside the picture or inside the picture currently? Do the Steelers... Do the Browns, can either one of them hold on and make the playoffs? Or do you see somebody coming from the bottom to take out?
You said AFC. Okay, I'm looking at the list. Kansas City, Baltimore, Jacksonville is fine. Miami, Steelers. I don't know if the Browns and the Texans will make it. Probably. No, I mean, definitely one of those is out because you need to put the Bengals in. And you're gonna get Buffalo too. So yeah, Houston and Cincinnati are gonna be out.
Wait,
Cincinnati
will be out?
No, sorry. Browns and the fucking Browns and the fucking Texans.
So the Steelers will make it in your eyes. Mark, do you see anybody?
The Steelers will be over 500 for every fucking year for no fucking reason, and somehow they'll make it. But they will lose in the first week.
They still tried to lose that game against the Packers. They tried.
Yeah, they did.
I'm kind of looking at it. Yeah, I don't know.
Those top 2 teams don't make it.
Top 2 are probably fine. Even though the Jaguars are on the bubble of winning the division, I think they still make the playoffs. Dolphins should be okay. Steelers somehow. I can't explain that.
Nobody can.
The Browns. I mean, if they're gonna go on the stance of I don't know, maybe DTR is our starting quarterback, then okay, then they're probably done. I mean,
he has 1 touchdown and 5 interceptions. The guy ain't the guy.
I mean, listen, I may have to retract, the Jets pick. I'll just say I'm retracting the Jets pick. They're not going anywhere. I thought maybe Zach Wilson can will them back to life, and that shit ain't happening. Yeah, I think probably the Browns out. Bengals probably will go. They will go up there probably. And wait, does that mean the entire no, not the entire NFC North, just the Browns. So they'll be left out. Kind of funny.
Makoho, what's your opinion on the AFC? You have hot takes galore. You're still the 2019 Koho in there somewhere, so go ahead.
I still think the Jaguars are going to win the division. I think they're going to win a playoff game. I still like the Jaguars. I think that the
You're
Texans.
thinking of last season.
I think the Texans, and they're going to repeat again. They're better this season than they were last season. I think the Texans are frisky right now, and I think they can sneak in the 7th seed. I think they can hold on and take the 7th. Because I think the Bills are out. I think the Browns are probably out. I don't see the Chargers making a surge in. No one else on that fringe. I think the Bengals are going to get in there over the Browns, and I think that you're going to see Ravens win their division. I think you might see the Steelers in, but I think the Texans are going to sneak in at the 7, maybe even the 6, and give someone a good fight in the first round.
Okay, we're going to move over to the NFC. I believe all 7 teams that are currently in the NFC will most likely make the playoffs overall with strength of schedule, because the ones outside the playoffs right now are the Buccaneers, the Commanders, the Falcons, the Packers, the Rams, the Bears. I think that's just canon. I think you can convince me maybe the Bucs get hot and take a run, but I think the top teams are too hard to upset. So I have the Eagles 8-1, Lions.
Where's my money?
The Lions 2nd seed, which are playing the Bears, and you're playing the Chiefs. They are so close. One hard game. You guys have 5 hard games. 49ers at 3, Saints at 4, just because of the division. 5 Seahawks, 6 Cowboys, 7 Vikings. So who do we see outside the top 2 making a push for a higher seed in that race of those 7? Koho?
You want me to start? You want me to start? Or you want me to wait? Because I'll make my claim right now.
Make your claim.
The Vikings are actually going to come through and take out the Lions for the number 1 spot in the division. The Vikings are going to beat the Raiders, the Broncos. They're going to beat the Bears again. They're going to beat the Lions at least once, if not twice. They're going to beat the Packers. I think we have 1 guaranteed probable loss with the Bengals and maybe 1 loss to the Lions, but I think we can win it. So I'm riding.
So how do you take the division if you drop a game to the Lions?
If we drop a game to the Lions, what do you mean? Then the Lions have to win if we end up dropping the 1 because it's the tiebreaker. But I still think
they're at 7-3. Who else do they lose to?
They're losing to just the Bengals and maybe the Lions. That's it. That's all we got.
No. Who are the Lions losing to? That's what he's asking.
Yeah. Vikings twice. Vikings lose twice. Or Vikings beat them twice. I'm just saying. If I'm being real with you, Vikings win twice. Anyway.
I have a terrible record on the show of predicting things, so I will not. But if I was to predict something, I believe the Lions dog walk the Vikings. I think Aiden Hutchinson kills Dobbs. I don't think Dobbs looks really good. Dobbs looks like a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I know Minnesota's cuckoo, we got Dobbs, baby. But listen here, let me give you a little dose of reality, just a tiny dose. Who is a better quarterback, Josh Dobbs or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins, probably.
Okay, Kirk Cousins struggled when he had Addison and Justin Jefferson on his team healthy. He did struggle at the beginning of the season. That's not a question, correct? Yes, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So just because you get Justin Jefferson back does not unlock this world that, the candy store is open and everything. You beat the Saints and you beat the Falcons. When push comes to shove against Detroit, I don't know if Josh Dobbs.
I think there's a key difference between Dobbs and Kirk. Well, I think Kirk is probably a better quarterback. Dobbs has a completely different build and skill set. We have a mobile quarterback. We don't have to stay behind the O-line who has gotten better. I think that Dobbs is a totally different quarterback, which the Lions are not ready for. The Lions don't do well tackling mobile quarterbacks. Look at the fucking league right now. They can't. Whatever. I don't think the Lions are being done.
Mark, call me.
I think. Okay. just real quick here. I think the only way the Vikings beat the Lions twice is if Cody picks the Vikings to win in the pick. Like that. I mean, that's or no, the other way around. You pick the Lions to win both times. Like that's the only way it happens. It's
He
not
just said it. He just
even
said
if
Lions are going to dog walk him. So
like
Here's
even
the thing.
if
Mobile
Even if-
quarterbacks. Would you consider Mahomes a mobile quarterback?
used to be.
Would you consider him still a mobile quarterback?
No. I don't consider him a mobile quarterback. That fucker takes so many sacks. He's a fucking walking body bag some weeks.
They beat them in
I'm
Arrowhead.
aware. I'm aware. They didn't have Travis Kelce, but I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Okay.
Here, just
Vikings hour is over.
hold on. This is how much I'm riding with Josh Dobbs right now, y'all. I'm riding with Josh Dobbs, baby. Let's go. Vikings
You
Nation.
shaved your head?
Yes, Vikings are going to the NFC Championship game this year. That's my call. Let's go.
That
You are
is-
fucking insane.
That's the worst move. Why is your eyebrow still intact? You're a terrible.
It was for the it was for the reveal.
It
was for the reveal. Now he can go and shave him.
I
Okay.
do want to say at least just broke
Yeah.
because I feel like we got to bring it up. Like just as you said, this is probably staying the same. Like both the Bucks and the Falcons still have the shot to make that 4.
I do think the Falcons probably win their division. To be honest.
They're
Yes.
No. Stop it. No.
That
No,
is a
no,
dose of reality.
no.
Like, if you want to know, out of the 7 that currently sit there, who is the
Nazario.
one that probably won't be there? It's the Saints. It's the
Okay.
Saints.
That other team shall not be talked about. That team will not be discussed on this show. If you pick them and pick them, you will refer to them as Voldemort. That is it. That team is fucking dead to me. I will never watch that team again. They are the epitome of death. The only reason I picked them
is
is
this
because
the
we both
Atlanta
have-
team or is it
You
Arthur
s-
Smith?
You son of a... You shut your mouth. Dead. That pedo stash looking motherfucker on the sidelines can go kick rocks.
The FedEx is nationally sponsored Daddy's Money game team.
By the way, Nazario, if you do not have a clip of him taking off that hat and dropping it in every chat we're in, shame on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so just real quick, anybody else think the Lions could possibly be the 1 seed?
No.
Yeah, they can. They're
Lions
scheduled.
are going to lion.
Lions are gonna lie.
Oh, Vikings are
think
going to
about-
Viking.
Vikings more commonly successful than Lions lining.
How many Super Bowls did you
They only
lose?
have like one real toss-up game, and that's the Cowboys. And like everybody else, they can beat, including the Vikings. They could still beat them twice.
100%. Okay.
I'll tell you. Let me see the schedule. I'll tell you which game you don't think they're gonna lose and they're gonna lose. It's probably not the Vikings though. Okay,
All right.
so what do they have left here?
I've said
Lions-
this so many times.
Yeah.
They only
Bears,
have
Packers, Saints, Bears. That's it, right? Like Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. Fuck yeah, they're gonna split the Vikings.
They're not. I'm sorry.
They're
just
gonna split the Vikings.
If they do, then that's fair. That's fair if they split.
And out of nowhere, they're also gonna lose to the Packers.
They're not going to lose.
Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna lose to the Packers. I'm
I
so
know.
sure
I
they're
mean,
gonna
I
lose to
would
the
laugh
Packers.
so
It's not
I
gonna
am
happen.
so sure they're gonna lose to the Packers that I'm picking it a week ahead. I'm gonna put that
Aaron
in my
Rodgers
schedule.
is in another green jersey.
Okay,
He's not
then
happy.
if
The
you're-
Packers do
if you're
not
picking
own.
that- If you're picking
anymore.
that a week in advance, I'm locking in the double against you right
Wait,
now.
How many,
I have the
how many weeks in advance is it? Like, it's it's after the Bears. 1 week in advance. I'm picking the fucking Packers to win the line.
Well, I'm locking in the Lions for 2 points. Thank you so much for that. You're an idiot. Everybody that ever declares anything on the show, it ends terribly.
I
so
declared that the Bears were gonna win last week. So
you did do that. I will proud of you. So we are building the power rankings for the thing.
okay, I'm gonna share it. Boom, and let me take the turds up. Okay.
So first one is I don't want this one. That's stupid. I don't care about that one. Mediocre at best, number one contention. So I think we can start with that level. Carolina there, number one, correct?
They're not going to get it.
They're not going to get the 1 seed.
Oh, they're not going to get like the pixie. You know, they'll have it, but you know they're not going to.
Right. They're giving it away because they decided to bankrupt their entire stuff.
The Giants are there too.
They made a whoopsie.
Oh man, guys, Tommy fucking DeVito, like that is just sad. Where's the Giants?
He lives with his mama.
Above the Steelers.
Yeah, so those with his mom.
Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Are the Bears still there?
No.
They're 3 wins because they're morons.
I would still put the Bears at number one pick in contention.
Nah.
I guess they we'll give them that because they have.
They're gonna get Justin Fields back at some point.
They're coming back this week.
They're saying
They
they're
still
like
have the
it's a
potential
5
because
pick right
they're
now.
connected to the Panthers. They're connected to the Panthers.
Yeah.
So
Do we
I
want
think
to put Arizona
Arizona-
in that too?
No,
Arizona just went to 2 wins, but they're still in it.
But Arizona is so fucking frisky. They'd say they're
I
mediocre.
don't disagree, but that's who it is. Okay, so Super Bowl contenders, we can only put 5 in that spot. So I will nominate the first one. I'm going to put the Kansas City Chiefs at Super Bowl favorites. Nazario, who do you think is a Super Bowl favorite?
Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Fucking 49ers. Yes.
I don't know why I asked stupid questions. I know the answer to Mark.
I feel like at this point
We can argue about it after, but
Okay. You know what? Put the Ravens. I think the Ravens are Super Bowl.
What the fuck, Mark?
Quinsko, this is different than your power rankings. Technically, give me a team.
Don't do it.
I won't do it. I'll throw the Dolphins in. I think the Dolphins.
I knew he was gonna do the Dolphins. God damn it!
We're all going to fight about that afterwards. But now, between these two, I'm going to put the Eagles. But I think the Lions should be in consideration.
This was going back and forth, which I wasn't sure. Like,
Who does not belong? Is there another team that we're missing that belongs?
Go down. Let me see.
Hold on.
maybe
Let me see
the
what's left. Let me see what's left.
Hold on. Yeah, impatient asshole.
The Bengals.
probably the Bengals.
Yeah.
You think?
I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so we have to kick out 2 teams out of this top spot. My first vote is the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins.
I think they are 100% pretenders.
Dolphins and Lions is my vote.
I would also say the Lions are pretenders. But
Mark?
Wait,
I
the fucking
I
Ravens
think-
are still there.
I think I don't know. I would push more. I think towards the Bengals. I think the Bengals right now are probably the biggest team.
I'm with you
And
on that one.
I mean, I don't like the Ravens up there, but I like the Dolphins less.
Well, it's between the Bengals and the Lions, Nazario.
I'll keep the Bengals as a favorite.
And co-hosts of the split, so
yeah, I think the Lions are more likely to lose out.
okay, so we only have 4 teams in that spot, so that's just where it is.
There.
Next up is a playoff team that will still make the playoffs but not go very far.
Steelers. That's the Steelers. That's the definition of being a Steeler.
Steelers, probably the Buccaneers also.
No.
I mean,
Buccaneers and Saints. It's one of the
they
two.
might win the division. Yes, they will lose the game. Yes,
I think the Vikings are a playoff team.
Seahawks. Okay.
Who?
The Vikings, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff team.
So
No,
they're,
they're a potential wild card, dude.
so they would be like
More
the
than a
6th.
potential wild card.
They'd play the 1 seed or the 2
If
seed
they're the 7, they would play the 2 seed. Yeah,
and get dog walked. Interesting.
unless they beat the Lions. Yeah.
They won't. Well, the Lions won't be there. It'll be the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Lions will be the ones who get in the bye and go in through Ford Field. Any other team down here? I guess we can basically put.
I'd say that Broncos are mediocre at best.
Well, they're not going to be on the poll. They're just not allowed to be there. I don't put terrorist logos on anything.
Wait. If you're putting the Bucs and the Saints missing the playoffs, are you putting the Falcons?
Excuse me, sir. We do not say
FedEx Daddy's money team.
We put these two teams because they will make the playoffs, but that team will not be on this graphic. So which one's a playoff? I guess. So this is weird. Like I don't like this.
If we're not picking Fred Smith's money, then I'd say the Saints. But
I say the Bucs.
I say the Bucs. Yeah, the Bucs are in. Yeah.
So we say the Saints miss the playoffs.
Yes.
Jaguars are a playoff team, guys.
Yeah. I'd say just for playoff, like the Jaguars and the Texans are probably like in the playoff mix some point.
Miss the playoffs. Basically, everything can be in that section because listen.
Put Packers in mediocre at best too while you're at it. That team garbage.
And the fucking Commanders. Oh fuck, the Raiders.
Mediocre at best.
I think the Raiders are here. I think they
No.
Yes.
What?
They're feisty.
You just drank the Kool-Aid of they are on a high because they fired McDaniels.
I think McDaniels was that big of a problem, personally.
Dude, like the guy
they played the Jets, which is a very tough defense, and won.
They won the one game correctly. The second game was it was luck. They're not winning more.
Well, this is the fun one. We think Buffalo and Browns.
I already said that I think Buffalo makes it, but
you're an idiot.
Buffalo's not making it.
Their schedule's too tough. They're done.
Can any team from this be in the Super Bowl contenders?
Buffalo.
They're not there.
Possibly.
I'm talking about this section, the playoff teams.
I mean, I can't comment. I think the Vikings.
You're delusional.
I think the Vikings are Super Bowl contenders, but okay.
Realistically, I think the two are the Cowboys and the Jaguars. I think realistically,
I do think the Jaguars are a Super Bowl contender.
Stop it with the Cowboy bullshit. It's every fucking year. No.
I'm with Mark on the Jaguars.
They look like it right now. Right now, they look like it.
They look like it every year.
Do they look like it, or are they just beating up bad teams?
They're just beating up bad teams.
Possibly.
They put 40 plus on the Giants twice, and everybody thinks they're fucking the second coming of Jesus Christ.
I'm with Nazario on that one. I think the Cowboys.
I
do think the Jaguars should move up.
Listen, I'm not putting them as Super Bowl favorites, but I think they're at least going to. They're going to be in a divisional playoff game, probably.
None of those can be is going to be a contender. No.
This is a problem with your power rankings, Coho. You put teams. The Houston Texans beat the Jaguars outright when they played. So why would Texans not be higher than the Jaguars?
Because I think the Texans aren't going to go as deep as the Jaguars will.
Okay, this is the thing. You have 7 teams up there in Super Bowl contention. 4 AFC teams. Okay, fine. That's the two divisional whatever. Forgot the name. Semifinals. There's only 3 NFC teams. The 3 clear NFC teams. So the 4th one should be another NFC team. If I was drunk, I'd say the Cowboys. Yes, but that's not gonna happen.
Fine.
Fuck, that's worse.
The Vikings are the team of those 3.
I don't think it's the Seahawks, man.
If you're telling me to pick an NFC team right now, as we said, I think the best team to be in the AFC to beat them is the Seahawks. I do not believe in the Cowboys. The Vikings are fool's gold. They will not win, and when it matters most, they just won't. They have 2 more losses coming that they just haven't factored in.
Yeah, I guess.
If we're going to do one, it had to be another AFC team, which I would put the Houston or Jacksonville, one of those 2. But none of the Super Bowl contender will run through these 3 teams. If not, this is the greatest Super Bowl year ever because I didn't see it coming. But if the Philadelphia Eagles right now run through the gauntlet that they're about to run through, and they come out winning at least everyone except one, they are my clear pick to win this whole thing, which is our next topic.
Wait, are there still teams on the bottom?
Doesn't matter. The
all,
Titans,
they're all mediocre at best. They're all
the
bad.
Nazi team, like
Fine.
we're not talking about this. So listen. So we all predicted stuff at the beginning of the season. I think I picked the Jets. I think I picked the Jets versus the Eagles. And the Eagles winning. Jets had Aaron Rodgers when I made that pick, I'm pretty sure. He died on Monday night, so would not be my pick anymore. I think Mark picked... You picked Bengals over Eagles.
No, you picked
I
the Niners.
I had the Bengals and the Niners in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure I picked the Niners to win.
Yeah.
Nazario on brand picked the 49ers over the Bills, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coho, did you make a Super Bowl prediction before the season started?
I think I did, just not on the show.
Right, but who was?
Here, I'll go grab it. It's in the chat. It's in our.
Oh, okay. So my question for everybody in the chat is: how much is your prediction wrong? And if you had to make a mid-season pick now, knowing what you know, what is your Super Bowl pick now? My pick. I guess I can start. My pick is. I honestly, and I know people will not like this, I honestly believe it's a Super Bowl rematch from last year. I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, but I think the Eagles pull out the win this time. I just think they do. There's something about it. The Eagles have beat good teams all year long. They're about to beat harder teams. They're about to face the hardest schedule. If health stays as it is, I think they win. Everybody's doubting Kansas City because their offense doesn't look the same. This is the first time. This reminds me of classic Tom Brady the defense-led Patriots, that he didn't have to put up his best game, but they just beat the shit out of people and won. This is the first time Mahomes actually has it. He found it. Yeah. So that's my pick. I know it's unpopular. I think it's gross. I would love like a Bengals 49ers. I would love a Lions Ravens. I think that would be sick. Coho, what was your Super Bowl pick?
My Super Bowl prediction was the Eagles beating the Jaguars.
Okay, still intact, I would say. Nazario, knowing what you know now, has your pick changed?
About the 49ers winning? No. I think that's still going to happen. But I think this time it's not going to be the Bills. The Bills will make the playoffs. Like I said, they just won't make the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be the Bengals again. Like from 2 years ago.
But the Bengals win this time?
No.
Okay. Mark, would you change your Super Bowl pick?
Doing a quick.
You know, when Kansas City gets eliminated, I want to blame Taylor.
I mean, I don't
pop star.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think the AFC changes. I think I'd still probably have the Bengals there. I think it's still Bengals and Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I think the Bengals probably still pull out photo in just because they are surging late. They're doing kind of what they always do. Like they're getting better in the end of the season, and honestly, this type of game they lose against the Texans, it's a good thing they lose that type of game in November, and I don't think they lose that type of game in December and January.
Higgins was out, so
I don't. NFC is really tough because, like, I think you have like the two teams that we know are there, and you got the Lions. Like, I really want to say the Lions have a shot at making the Super Bowl, but I don't.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It's not happening.
Wouldn't
I
that be
don't-
awesome? Good God, you look like a
Sorry.
I don't think so. I think I'm still gonna stick with the 49ers. I think they're still playing pretty well, and if they're gonna look bad, they picked the right time to do it. And they went out and punched up another playoff team in the mouth this last weekend. So I think they still look good.
Coho, are you changing it?
What was his pick?
I had Eagles over Jaguars. And as much as I want to be like, nah, Vikings going, the reality of the situation is the Vikings will probably end up playing Philadelphia in Philadelphia in the championship round. It'll be exactly what happened in 2017, and I'll want to die. But I will keep my Eagles pick, but double down.
So wait. You think at some point?
I'll double down. I'm sticking with it. I'll keep the Jags.
So wait, you're assuming at some point the Vikings are playing the 49ers in the playoffs and the Vikings are winning, right?
Yeah.
So twice in 1 year.
Yeah. Because you guys are
without Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, because Josh Dobbs is gonna cook your defense, yes.
Right.
Josh Dobbs is
Kirk Cousins cooked your defense, by the way. So I think Josh Dobbs will do that as well. Especially if you come into US Bank Stadium where you guys are 0-6. So
wait, you think we are the visiting team in this situation?
I think you might be.
How?
What a
delusion. I think the Lions and Vikings might end up flipping in the Vikings in the 2 seed. I'm just saying, but
you believe the Vikings are the 2 seed?
Yeah, I think the Vikings can end this season 13-4.
Can we bring this guy every week for the rest of the year?
I mean, we can have 5 panelists. I'm fine with it.
Every single week. I want to see his soul break a little bit every time they fucking shit the bed.
All right, Coho, you just been added to the show. You did enough. Before we move to the picks, which
wait, we haven't done the fucking thing.
I know that. I said before we get to the picks, we're going to Coho's power rankings, and this is fun time because he gets to justify it on the show. You get to ask him. He does not get to explain. The panel gets to ask him a question of why this is the way it is, and he gets a 2 to 3 sentence response.
Sure.
I'm going to start.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Okay. So can you give the audience a baseline of how you make these predictions? Because we've been wondering for 10 weeks because they don't make any fucking sense. Mm-hmm. So we're just curious of why things are ranked the way they do. What goes into the movement?
So a lot of it is reaction to that week's games. There is a lot of reactionary movement, but it's also a mix of looking into the future as well as what has happened. So it's a bit of a blend of all of it. Go ahead, fire away.
So my first question is, I never mind. I'm not going to ask that because I already know the answer to it. Does everybody want to know what my first question was?
No.
That why the Lions are lower than the Vikings, but his prediction is that they jump them. So that would be a waste question. So we're not doing that. So can I ask a real quick question of why the Ravens are lower than the Miami Dolphins?
It's real simple, Cotton. I think the Dolphins would beat the Ravens if they played. I think that the Dolphins have the better offense. I think the Dolphins have the better coach. I think the Dolphins' defense versus the Ravens' defense is, honest to God, not too different. I think in a shootout, Lamar Jackson versus Tua has better weapons. Tua would win. Lamar Jackson is a running back, not a quarterback. He's fumbled the ball more. And there's no way he can be an MVP because of it. So I think Lamar is good. I think the Ravens are playing good, but I think the Ravens are not better than the Miami Dolphins.
Okay. Nazario?
I kind of want to congratulate you for being able to see through the bullshit and putting the 49ers above the Eagles.
Yeah.
But I would still like to understand how was your process to see this fact of life through the fact that the 49ers lost 3 weeks in a row and they are 2 games behind the Eagles.
Because the 49ers would beat the Eagles one-on-one if they played. I think the 49ers have the better coach, they have the better defense, and they have the better run offense. I think the
There's a better
49ers
what?
the better run offense. I think the Eagles
McCaffrey.
defensive line. I think the Eagles defensive line would put Jalen Hurts 6 feet under the stadium. I think that the 49ers defense is quite scary, and I don't like them.
Chase Young,
The
baby.
Eagles- So when do the Eagles play the 49ers this season?
I would have said in the regular season, but yeah.
No,
I think it's
they're
three-
going
I
to
think it's-
play. They're
Oh.
going to play.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
it's
all in
usually
the
like
regular
3
season.
weeks.
Okay.
I can't wait to see this play live. Mark, you have a question?
They're in the regular season, correct? They play each other regular season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, 49ers win the regular season game, correct?
Quick. Where were the Jaguars last week?
They were in the top 10. I think it's 7 or 8.
In the top 10. Alrighty. And I guess where were the Cowboys last week? Also.
12.
12. Okay. All right. And all right. So. And
One does the dog walking and one gets dog walked, and you're wondering.
yeah,
why.
I just like I get it. They lost to your number one, but I mean, come on.
Because the Cowboys are frauds walking. Dak Prescott is an awful quarterback. Mike McCarthy's one of the worst coaches in football.
He hasn't
That's
played
a
well.
fact.
Dak
That's a fact.
Prescott has not played bad like the last month.
Dak Prescott hasn't played quarterback all year. Like, he's been a game manager. He's not playing real football.
Did you see him against Philadelphia?
I did, and I think he's not that good.
And
I think
also-
he's
I
exposed.
resent.
I think
I
Dak
resent the
Prescott.
fact that you call him a game manager because I think you're insulting Alex Pitt.
and also this is just maybe this is more of a statement, but it's like I don't. Where were the Texans last week?
Can't answer. He's on the phone.
Okay.
We'll have to
Do you-
fill
Do
the
you guys
space.
remember where the Texans were?
I'll look for it. I'll look for it. Wait.
Okay.
The Texans.
I mean, because if they were like in the bottom half, which is kind of where I thought they were, I thought they were below 16. He's gonna
who's
rocket
there
them.
with the Dr. Warren?
If he's gonna rocket them up to the top 10, why not just put them one spot ahead of the Bengals? You know, who they beat.
The Texans were at. Where the fuck are the Texans? Oh, 25.
25, and they're
Yeah.
in 10 now.
Yeah.
Like, why don't just put them in 8? Like, right at the Bengals. Like, if we're gonna put them up 15 spots higher, what's another spot? You know?
Also, I'm not saying this is like right or wrong. You can think this team is fraudulent all you want, or you think this team has problems. But there's no shot in hell
Oh
that
my
you
God.
believe the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers are worse teams than number 14, 15, 16. There's just no way you believe that.
I didn't even see the Cleveland Browns today.
Yeah,
Like,
I missed that.
Maybe
I missed that.
maybe this is like before we know Deshaun Watson was gone, but like still, I mean, they've been about Deshaun Watson most of the
Wait,
season.
wait.
Because
Do
they
you
beat
think
the
Deshaun
Ravens?
Watson? You think Deshaun Watson was a positive thing for the Browns? They
He's
were
better
that
than
good.
fucking DTR in PJ Walker. Come on.
PJ Walker
I
has
don't know.
1 touchdown and 5 interceptions, Rosario. They did not win because of him. And they did not lose because
But they
of-
were not winning because of Sean Watson either.
No, I agree. That defense and run game is what they won on, but the Browns can't sustain that.
R.I.P. Nick Chubb.
They're going to be the Jets 2.0. That's what the Browns are going to be.
I also like that the Broncos, like, I agree. Like, they're 4-5. Like, they're better than the Rams. They're better than the Jets right now.
They're better than the Raiders, man.
Yeah. The Colts,
It hurts.
come on.
It hurts to see. Even though they're going to. Even though they should have lost that game, like Sean Payton made literally
I
like
don't
the
even-
dumbest decision at the
I
end.
don't even know.
We're already
what to
past
do
it,
with
but
the
like
Titans.
him not kicking the field goal on 3rd down was maybe one of the worst decisions he's ever made as a coach.
So dumb. Because what do you give them? 19 seconds?
I mean,
Guess what? He's gonna turn the ball back over to you. He can't. He just had like what did Stephon Diggs say? Stephon Diggs said that he wanted the ball. Like, if he wanted the ball on Monday night, he should have wore a Broncos jersey. Like, what? That diva piece of shit wide receiver is garbage. Stephon Diggs is literally one of the worst personalities in football. You still have Josh Allen as a quarterback. Go play with Tommy DeVito in New York right now. I bet you'd hate your flipping life.
I've never been happier in my life that instead of Stephon Diggs, I have Justin Jefferson. Anyway.
Can you make it make sense to us that the Bills at 17 and the Steelers at 21 are worse than 14, 15, and 16? How is that possible?
So I still believe in Justin Herbert and a lot of that high-powered Chargers offense. I think Brandon Staley's a fucking idiot. I think if they replace him with Kellen Moore, that's a playoff team. I think that they have just bad head coaching. I think there's a lot.
Did they get a better defense?
No, I think their defense is good. I think that the Chargers are a good team with maybe the worst head coaching football.
Do you want to?
They shut down Bajan, bro.
What?
They shut down Bajan, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what their statistics are in defense against the pass?
No, I don't.
Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles have Swiss cheese? There's no cheese. There's no cheese. There is literally just wide open spaces.
I still think the Chargers would have been a playoff team if they had a coach.
All right. Time of the show. We're getting to the picks. I'm gonna do reverse psychology the entire game. I'm going to pick teams that I think should win or shouldn't win that will win. So that's my thought process. Because fuck it, I don't care. Scully and Nazario are still alive on the eliminator.
Yeah.
Who did Mark pick that lost?
The
The
Bills.
Jaguars.
Oh, the Jaguars. Yeah, Jaguars. That was. I try to be cute, and that's what I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Dumbass.
The rankings. Do you have that?
Right. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't prepared mentally for this. Okay, here we go. Boom.
I'm still positive, which I will take.
You should switch Scully to like Scully and Friends because he hasn't
Yeah, it ain't Scully anymore. It should be the fourth chair. The fourth chair picks. So Nazario will get first pick. I will get second. Coho will get third, and then
Okay.
Mark will go back to back, and we'll reverse. The rule has changed, I think, since Coho was here last. That if you pick a game that somebody else has picked, you can swap at the very end. You do not have. You can lock in picks, and then at the end, be like, "Hey, by the way, I want to swap this." If you win it, you get 2 points. If you lose, you go -2. So, say for some reason, who are the Vikings playing this week?
We're playing the Denver Broncos on Sunday night.
Okay. So say they pick the
Why
Vikings.
are the Broncos in so many primetime games?
Hey, Broncos country. Let's ride. If say if somebody picks the Broncos, you can come back and say, fuck you, I'll take the Vikings, and if you win, you get 2 points. If you lose, you get -2. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, bald guy. You ball. Okay. So, Nazario, who's your first pick?
The Chiefs are beating the Eagles on Monday night.
The what?
The Chiefs beat the Eagles on Monday night.
Okay. I just love that you just like strength this matchup. Fuck it. I'm gonna take the hardest game of the week. So
I mean, I was going to prove a point. Like, you guys fucking
What's the
think it's
score?
not going to happen. 33-24.
dude, I freaking hope. Like, we have some primetime game besides that Denver Broncos Vikings game. Like, for this to be Monday night and tomorrow night we have Chiefs, we have Bengals and Ravens. Oh, talk about a freaking fever dream. And they're gonna probably have their whites on. Oh, great. My pick. No, I'm gonna stay away from that. Yeah, that's an easy one. Slam it dunk. I altered the line when I did sports bet this week. I did -21 when it was -17. biggest slate of the game. I am going with the Cowboys over the Panthers. Bryce Young is going to die. He is going to wish he played for Alabama still, and he ain't going to have fun. So, yeah, I'm picking the Cowboys, and I think very similar. I think this game is 40-10.
You really believe in the Cowboys, huh?
Against the Panthers, absolutely. Against the Giants, absolutely. Against other teams that have positive records, no. Coho, Scully and Friends. What's your pick?
I'm going to take the Texans over the Cardinals.
Good choice.
That's the one I looked at, and I was like, that screams upset with Kyler back. So I agree with you. That's 100% what I thought.
No, I get it. I think Kyler's looking good. It's just I think Stroud.
If I picked the Houston Texans, the Texans would have lost that game. But since you picked them, we have a better shot. So Texans, what is the score?
21-17.
Okay. Oh, my favorite time of the week. Hearing that sweet man say, well, if this is still on the board.
I mean, listen, like you guys legitimately left the 101 on the board. Like this is the easiest. I was hoping nobody would take it.
You don't think the Cowboys Panthers is number one?
I mean, listen, the Lions at home playing the Bears.
Wait, do the Bears have Justin Fields back?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think it fucking matters. Like they're still gonna doesn't matter. Like
No, it doesn't, because they're winning the 1 seed. Let's go.
I might laugh at this in a week. So let's see.
Justin Fields will make it'll be a more competitive game, but like I mean the Lions are still on fire. And they're at home. Like let's go 31-17.
I am not picking the Lions the rest of the season. I'm not cursing them on this show. They are clean. I ain't touching them.
Okay. And then yes, even though they look better after losing that weirdo, still gonna take the Dolphins at home off of the bye against the Raiders.
What's the score?
Yeah, this feels like a pretty big game for Tua. Let's say 42-17.
Okay. Scully and Friends.
I'm going to take the Niners over the Buccaneers.
Good choice.
Score?
I'm going to go 35-21.
If the Bucks do lose, if the Bucks happen to win the game, fraud alert is coming out for the 49ers. That's problematic. But I agree with you. Okay. What do I want to pick? I can't pick one of those games. I don't want to pick. I don't want to pick that.
They got a bye or something? I don't see it.
Okay, that's an easy one. Maybe it's not. Maybe it loses. I'm fine with that. But if it doesn't, then Coho just gets a laugh. I'm picking the Jacksonville Jags. I'm picking the Jags over the Titans. I think it's going to be like 28-21. I think they could score even way less, but I'm going to just say it's close for fun.
28-21?
28-21.
Okay.
Nazario.
Huh. Okay. I'm not touching that one. I wanted to take a shot and break Coho's heart, but I'm not sure Denver's going to be able to do that. So.
Man shaved his head. Don't be rude. How did your family take that?
This was actually not as poorly received as you think. It was actually pretty well received.
Are they big
Somebody
Vikings
that had
fans?
no choice in going bald?
I was balding, so I just was like, yeah, let's see how I'm going to look in like 10 years.
Are you gonna say it?
Yes.
I might. We'll see.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
dig it. I'm not gonna lie. Pillows feel better when you're bald.
Dude, it's great. It's great.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Chargers over the Packers. Nobody has taken that, right?
No.
I'm gonna take the Chargers over the Packers because the Packers need to be like low if they're gonna come back and beat the Lions later. So let's say that is a fucking 21-19.
Not a classic 12-10.
No, a little more. Okay.
Last pick.
And then the fucking obvious thing that nobody has mentioned yet because I don't understand what you guys are thinking. Guys, the Jets are not sweeping Buffalo. That's just not going to happen. So the fucking Bills, they're going to beat the Jets.
Josh Allen's boogeyman is the New York Jets. I will not take that at all. I would not bet against it. Nope.
Yeah. The Bills are beating the Jets, and they're doing it, I think, pretty decisively, 35-7.
That's what I thought last week, bro.
My last pick of the game means I'm going to leave a board on the thing. This is strategic and also really funny if it happens. Give me the EAGLES Eagles. I'm going against them because here's the thing. I double point it. If I lose, that means the Eagles lose a game, which makes the Lions closer to the spot. And if I win, I get 2 points. So fuck it. I think it's a great game. I really do. I think it's going to be like 35-28. I think it's going to be a freaking just running fest. I also could see it really low scoring too, but I'm going to go with the double points. And hopefully I'm fucking wrong. So the Lions will have the 1 seed. Scully and friends.
I don't think the Seahawks are going to lose to the Rams twice. I'll take the Seahawks over the Rams.
The best team in the NFC West. Go ahead. Score.
I'm going to say this one's not close with Mr. Wentz back under center. I'm going to say 35-10.
Is he starting?
I think so. Even if he's not, whoever they fucking had in last week was dog shit. So 35-10 is the score.
How's injured is Stafford? I thought he was close to coming back.
I think he just sits there and looks at his team and goes, "This is going to just fucking suck. I don't want to play."
No, fair.
And Mark, what's your last pick of the night?
You know, kind of want, even though they basically have no shot. Kind of wanted to bring them up just because their quarterback has been playing shockingly well, and they're going to play the Giants at home. Give me the Washington Commanders.
Sam Howell leading the league.
New York Football Giants, and it's
Commies.
it's not a good game either. 31-10. Yeah, and they're going to get destroyed.
Dude, Sam Howell somehow just plays like an MVP. Like a certain game, like that Seahawks Commanders game should have been awful, and it was so much fun. And the Eliminator Mark's gone. Scully and friends get to pick. You picked the Bears last week and they won.
I picked the Bears.
Barr picked the Cowboys. That definitely won. God, poor Tommy DeVito. His dad's yelling about a call on the field, buddy. You're lucky your son's still breathing at the end of this game. Like, don't worry about it. Also, I don't know why it's this big like thing that an Italian guy is living home with his mom and making dinner and washing clothes. I'm like, can you name a better stereotype? Nazario, you will get one after Nazario. You just can't pick the Browns or the Cowboys.
Got it.
I cannot pick who?
You can't pick the Ravens or Bears.
Sounds about right. I'm gonna roll with CJ. MVP Stroud. I'm gonna go with a Texan.
Okay. Billy, Coho, Barr.
All right. Well,
This will actually complete it. I think no, maybe Barr has made both these picks.
All right. Well,
I think so.
I think he did.
will-
I think 3 weeks in a row.
I will put the eliminator on.
The Vikings. Do it.
I'm not gonna do that to Scully. I'm not
Scully
gonna
might
use my heart.
Scully might be replaced. You've actually joined the show. This actually should be here. You might have to pick your own pick next week.
Gosh, I'm so excited. That's true.
You get added to the
I'm
intro.
gonna pick the Commanders as the eliminator. I almost picked them in the rounds. I'm gonna pick them as the eliminator.
Also-
I forgot to do the thing. Wait,
No,
Ben.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, a question for everybody: is it socially acceptable that when you're watching sports and you wish harm upon a player or a team in a certain way in the moment? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yep.
I screen break his leg at least twice a week.
Famous clip I shared in this group that Barstool Rico Bosco had the Bills in the eliminator pick, and they had 12 guys in the field. The 12th man got called. They missed the kick. They went back and kicked it, and he said, "I hope Sean McDermott. I hope he died in a plane crash." It's just, I don't blame him at that moment. But the internet blew up and said, "I can't believe that's so wrong." I said, "I literally wish for like Aaron Judge of the Yankees to get beamed in the head every time he's ever thrown up." So I am not.
I can't tell you how many times I wished for exactly what happened in Week 1 with the Jets on Aaron Rodgers in my life. So
The NFC Championship game where the Rams beat the Niners. We got so many fucking rushes and sacks by Aaron Donald. I just really yelled at the screen like, "Somebody break his kneecap!" I mean, take that fucking man out. This is not gonna happen.
He runs across and he takes off their helmet and just whacks it right into his knee. Like, we're done.
deep down, we are all in the heat of the argument. Sean Payton Bounty Gate supporters in the heat of battle.
No, I Sean McVay, when he kicked that field goal that they were going to lose to cover the spread, I've never wished more ill will on his entire old family and life. Like, yeah, I am all for Myles Garrett helmet smash, like any time of the week. Like, pull that helmet off and beat the fuck out of the guy with it. But Coho, welcome to the show.
So excited.
Congratulations. You'll probably just be here and Scully won't, so it won't really be a fifth member. It will just be you, but glad to have you. I don't know if how Barr feels because he's been here. We just cut him, but he can't stay up super late. We'll see you next week. Great Monday night game, so we'll see what happens.
Wait, like next week's Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Nah, I don't have.
We will make discussions after the show about what we're going to do.
Good shit. Bye.